oh, I see this as a notary thing, but I'm like, I guess I'm walking it down to you. So I truly did sign that. That's in my own hand. Oh, sorry.
Other board members, are you guys ready for Mr. Bond?
Yes.
Good. Okay. Good evening. I'm going to call tonight's regular school board meeting for November 14th to order. Please rise for a moment of silence, followed by the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance.
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you very much. Superintendent, board, do we have any changes, amendments, or deletions to the agenda? Good. Superintendent, good.
You were provided a revised copy of Policy 2215, Program of Instruction, one of those that you'll be reviewing this evening. There was a typo. It did read that we were doing CPR training in grades 9 and 1, and that is not accurate. It is grades 9 and 11, so we forgot a 1 there. That has been corrected. We're not doing CPR training for first graders. So.
That's helpful. Okay, perfect. Approval of the minutes, Superintendent?
I recommend approval of the minutes from the regular school board meeting, October 24th, 2022.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you very much. We have no representation. I don't see any public input. I just want to make sure I don't. Okay. All right, so we are on the Superintendent Student Advisory Committee report.
And that is not going to be this evening. There was a SAC meeting at Jacobs School tonight, and so he's attending the SAC meeting, and he will be with us at the next meeting.
Okey-doke. That sounds good. Thank you. Attorney report.
Yes. So the superintendent reached out to me either a week or two ago and asked me about the timing of the organizational meeting, which by state statute is required to be held in election year on the second Tuesday after the election. So it would be scheduled for the 22nd of November, which is Thanksgiving week. And I understand that many, if not all of you, are not going to be in town. So I pulled the statute and was trying to find a workaround, and I think I found one. Section 1001.372, we have to have a quorum to conduct business. We won't have a quorum. So I called both Tyler and Jim, who's happened before the election happened, just to find out if either one of them would object to moving that meeting and not having it on the 22nd. And neither one of them objected. Tyler's here, he's fine with it as well. So it's my recommendation that we have a special meeting, have the organizational meeting, and a special meeting on the 28th, immediately prior to the regular scheduled board meeting. There's no business that'll be conducted between the 22nd and 28th, so there's no harm, no foul. In my opinion, there's no penalty for not having the meeting when it's scheduled for the organizational meeting. So it's up to you as far as what you want to do with that is what I recommend.
Okay, that's great. Do we need to vote on that, or is that just, we're all in favor of that?
If you're okay with it, then
Okay. Board,
Doing it what day? 28th?
28th.
Monday, the 28th.
correct.
Okay, cool.
time?
Not-
We have it set for
It's our
5.
regular.
We have it set for 5:30. It needed to be a special meeting prior, so Ms. Challenger's ready to advertise that for the reorg.
Everybody good?
So we can't do it earlier.
We have a meeting that night, right?
We have a regular meeting that night, so we're just going to do it just prior to the regular meeting.
Oh, for some reason I showed it as a workshop.
Glad you clarified
All right.
that.
That's amazing. Good.
Okay, perfect. Thank you very much. Is that all you had, Mr. Myers? Okay, perfect. So we are on our consent agenda, Superintendent?
Agenda go. There we go. I recommend approval of consent agenda items 8.01 to 10.08.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you very much. All right, we are on our public hearing. Mr. Myers?
Yes, so we have several tentative approval of policies to go through. Before I go through them, do you all want to do these one at a time or all together?
In the
Altogether,
past-
please.
What did you say?
All together, please.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. In the past, we've kind of grouped them, so we're okay doing it all together. And let me ask this, does the board need to pull any of them for discussion at all?
No.
Okay, so we'll do them all together.
Okay. All right, so we have a public hearing set for tentative approval of the following policies. Policy 2111, parent and family engagement in the school program. Policy 2215 as revised, program of instruction. Policy 2260.01, Section 504/ADA, prohibition against discrimination based on disability. Policy 2416, student privacy and parental access to information. Policy 2520, selection and adoption of instructional materials. Policy 2522, challenges to adoption or use of instructional library or reading list materials. Policy 2800, educational services for student in Department of Juvenile Justice Education programs. Policy 5121, controlled open enrollment. Policy 5335, care of students with chronic health conditions. Policy 5350, student suicide prevention, awareness, and screening. Policy 5410, student progression. Policy 5410.01, promotion, acceleration, placement, and retention. Policy 5500, student conduct. Policy 5511, dress and grooming. Policy 5517, bullying and harassment. Policy 5630.01, seclusion and restraint of students with disabilities. Policy 5710, student complaints and deletion of policy. Student complaints and deletion of policy 2521, instructional materials program. Is there anyone here who would like to come forward and speak to one of these policies? And seeing no one come forward, I feel it appropriate to close the public hearing.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Myers. Superintendent?
I recommend tentative approval of the policies as presented by the attorney, and I just wanted to mention to you that these are coming to you from Neola and reviewed by staff as a result of the most recent legislative changes. So all of these were legislatively driven.
So moved.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you. And thank you for the clarification, Superintendent. I think that's important to know why we're bringing all those forward. It's not major revisions. It's all based on statute, so we appreciate that. Superintendent's report.
All right, well, we had 2 letters of condolence that were sent. First of all, to Seal Oldham. She's a program specialist in our Curriculum Instruction and Assessment Department. She lost her mother, Dorothy, so condolences to Seal. Actually, there was only one. And then just a few other things to note. I want to thank again the voters who came out and supported our school safety referendum, and congratulations to Mr. Brandyberg on your big win. And also just want to take a moment to tell all of you, Mr. Mathias, Mr. Dodd, Mrs. Luke, who were previously won their races or ran unopposed. It is amazing to have this board back intact, and I just look forward to continuing this work with you all, and I'm just so proud to serve alongside of you. So congratulations to all of you. And just a few other things I wanted to mention. We were very grateful that the impacts of our recent hurricane, who knew we'd have another one, was minimal. And what we knew is that we always have a little bit of a cushion in our school schedules that will allow for some days, should we need them, if we're closed and need to make up some instructional minutes. Remember, the state statute requires a certain minimum number of instructional minutes. And so we ended up having, when we closed on Thursday for Hurricane Nicole, we ended up 3 hours short of our instructional minutes. And so we met today and went through what was would have the least impact on staff and students and families in regards to makeup days, and have decided that December 14th, 15th, and 16th, which have historically always been early release days. They release 1 hour. We can just have regular school days. Buses are already running. We'll just back those up to the regular school time. So the 14th, 15th, and 16th, that is a Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. We'll make up those 3 hours just by running a normal day on those days. If there's no objection to the board, we would like to propose that that's how we make up those 3 hours. I talked with Smith, and she agreed as well that that would probably be our best option. Okay, so we will get that out. I know Ms. Owens is ready to put that out. So our parents, because she said that has been the most frequently asked question since the start of today. So we'll get that information out so everybody can plan on it. You also received, hopefully today, the invite to the aviation open house that was postponed. It is now on Wednesday, December the 14th at 6 p.m. at the Curtright Center. So, oh no. So we're looking forward to that. And then also we had postponed the topping out ceremony for Nicole, and that is on Friday the 18th. So I just want to make sure you had all the dates for those as well. And you should have received information on that one as well. Thank you. Okay, and I just want to wish everyone a wonderful Thanksgiving. I cannot believe it is already Thanksgiving, but all right, that's all I had tonight.
Thank you, Superintendent. Mr. McFadden?
Just real quick, and I guess Carmen is probably rehabilitation right now. The Ren Fair was an amazing success, amazing. And so kudos to her, the staff, our kids, all the volunteers. I've never seen so many people. I worked it on Saturday, and it was massive. I think you were there. It was incredible. So congratulations to her and her entire team, and most importantly, this all benefits the kids. And I had, my son had 6 people come from all over the state to go to it, and then later came over to the house. And they didn't realize that it was for not, they said it had a different feel. And they go, I guess it's because everybody wasn't hustling for a profit, that it had a feel that people really wanted to, that we really wanted them there. So they'll be in their little outfits every year, so at our Ren Fair. Congratulations, Tyler, I didn't want to say that. And I do want to say, I am so humbled and grateful to the voters who recognize that we can't always rely on Tallahassee and to vote overwhelming for the renewal of the .75 that provides the safety, security, the mental health, all the things we've been talking about. You recognized it, you recognized the hard work, and you stood behind us. And I am eternally grateful. That's it.
Thank you, Mr. Mathias. Mr. Brandyberg.
Echo all the things that have been stated. Most important thing last week was that school safety referendum, so very thankful that passed. And we can continue to do that great work. Want to give a huge shout out to Dr. Tammy Langley at Oak Park Middle School. We had a very productive meeting today with Chief Hicks and Captain Scott Mack from the Leesburg Police Department, trying to find ways to address some of the challenges we've had both in the school and the surrounding community, and really Leesburg as a greater whole, opportunities to improve. So this was step one of many future meetings. Sandy Moore from the Chamber of Commerce, Mike Matheny, Church of the Lakes, trying to find all these different ways we can keep giving our students opportunities to excel. So that was all driven by Dr. Langley. Very happy to attend that today and really looking forward to all the great things we'll continue to do. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Brandyberg. Mrs. Cunningham?
Good evening. As the only board member who wasn't just reelected, I'd like to say that I'm very happy to be here and also to congratulate my 4 fellow comrades. I am very happy and pleased that I don't have to learn new people. I've just gotten kind of in the groove with you guys, and I'm very happy that you're all back and that you're here. The only thing I have is I want to just make a special recognition for the Eustis High School Color Guard. They represent the school district extremely well. On Saturday, the city of Eustis had a Veterans Day parade and assembly at the band shell afterwards, and they did an amazing job. You would be very, very proud of them. And that's all I have.
Thank you, ma'am.
Just like to wish everybody a happy Thanksgiving, certainly as we go around the table thinking about what we're thankful for. For me, it's to the voters approving the referendum again. I just couldn't even imagine what sort of position and how difficult the conversations would be if we had to talk about removing some of those services from our kids who desperately need them. So, big thank you.
Absolutely. So I'll just caveat onto that. Everybody has expressed their gratitude, and I think rightfully so, that we all are so appreciative. And I wanted to send a special thank you to Sheriff Peyton Grinnell. I know that he worked alongside us to help secure those dollars, and his team and all of our city municipalities and our law enforcement officers that are in our schools. And I even saw teachers and principals posting on their pages, and so it was a whole concerted effort. And when I think about the messaging, if it wasn't one of us that touched somebody, it was one of the people that work with these students, and it was pretty powerful. So we appreciate all of the support as a district. I wanted to thank Mr. Farnsworth and his team. We have some exciting things happening for our UCF upcoming interns to fill some needs, and it's a partnership that I'm very proud of, and I'm excited to be a part of it. And his team is working around the clock to try to kick it off pretty quickly, and I'm appreciative of them. To speak to the Ren Fair, I spoke to Mrs. Carmen. Everybody knows Carmen, right? And she had said that the pre-sales were the highest they have ever been. So I'm sure even just the general attendance was that much higher as well. So all of the volunteers that make that happen, I wasn't able to get there this year, and I missed it. So I kind of had the same experience last year, like, wow, this is amazing, and I appreciate the work that she does. I also wanted to say happy Thanksgiving to everybody. We're all very thankful. It's a season of thanks, and I would be remiss if I didn't say I'm thankful that Mr. Brandyberg was elected on Tuesday. We're super proud of you and the work that you've done and what you bring to the board, and what a quick study you were, and it was a pleasure to run alongside you and get to know you a little bit better during the campaign process. So congratulations also to Mr. Dodd and to Mr. Mathias, but I don't really mean that because you didn't have to do anything. And
It's a lot of work.
I think that is all I have. So with that said, meeting adjourned.